Hello, everyone. So, we will be talking about the most important topic on energy resources, and today we will be focusing on the renewable section of our country, like renewable energy. And we have already completed the lecture on the fossil fuel, coal. Then we have oil and gases. We have already finished, and today we will be talking about the energy sources which is derived from the renewable energy and which is right now is in the limelight everywhere. We are talking about this climate change and everything we are talking about regarding this. So we will be talking in depth about the renewable energy sources and the advantages and various issues related to the renewable energies, and then what are the government efforts that are being done by the government of India in order to boost the renewable energy production in our country. So we all will be talking regarding this. So let's start with our session right away. So Indian economy, energy, renewable energy resources. Okay, so before going ahead, first of all, we should know what is the ranking that India is having throughout the world. So as per the report, it is said that India is having a ranking of fourth. That is the fourth rank India is having in the global renewable power capacity addition. Okay, so India is on the fourth, in which we think like how much capacity addition is being done by the various countries. So India is ranking fourth in that. Okay, so India has taken the target that by 2030 we will be achieving our target of non-fossil fuel generation of energy. But this target we have already achieved in 2021. We have already achieved. Now we have updated our target that we will be achieving 50% of the electric power capacity from the non-fossil fuel by 2030. Okay, so we have already achieved one of our target that we have already given, that has to be achieved by 2030. We have already achieved in 2021, and now we have put it to 50%, right? And if we go by the wind power, India is the fourth in the wind power capacity addition and fifth in the solar power capacity globally. Okay, so this is what the rankings are, okay, that government is focusing on. Now some of the important growth driver. Okay, before starting in-depth analysis of all these things, we have given you some important points in the starting itself. So, in the growth driving, first of all, we should provide you with the commitment that government of India has given. Okay, so INDC goal that has been given in Paris Climate Summit. Okay, I think that is a COP21 that has happened in 2015, in which government have said and government has given the target that the government will be absorbing 1 billion ton of carbon emission by 2030. Government will be reducing the carbon intensity by 45% based on 2005 emission limit targets, and then government is going to achieve net zero emission carbon emission by 2070. Earlier government has given it to 2050, but in the last two meetings India has revised his zero carbon emission net zero emission by enhancing for another 20 years to 2070. Okay, then government is also has also proposed the various solar cities and parks throughout the world, throughout the country. Okay, so government is setting up around up to 57 solar park. Okay, and of that 39.28 gigawatt across the country. Okay, so government is trying to find out the various land, even the land of the desert area is also being looking forward, and various other places where barren lands are there. Okay, where barren land is there, where infertile land is there. Okay, where all these solar panels will be erected. At the same time, floating solar panels are also being stationed at various places, right? Over the canals, solar panels are being put. Okay, so wherever we are finding the spaces, we are proposing the various big solar parks everywhere, right? Then government has come up with a very important project that is called National Green Hydrogen Mission in order to boost the green hydrogen production in the country. Okay, so government has come up with a target of 19,744 crore rupees target. Government has put it forward for it. Okay, and out of this 19,40,000, 17,490 has been especially for the site program, especially for the site program. So under the site program, okay, under the site program, first of all, let me tell you what is the full form of site program. It is strategic intervention for green hydrogen transition. Okay, transition, right? So under that, we are going to make our own domestic manufacturing of electrolyzer. Okay, electrolyzer. Okay, here in the electrolyzer we split the water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen. So this is what hydrogen gases liberated from there. So this will be utilized, this hydrogen will be utilized as a fuel purpose, and then around 1460 crore will be utilized for various other pilot projects, and then 400 crore will be utilized for R&D activities, and 388 crore will be utilized for other mission components. So it is a very big mission, and the government is focusing on 5 million metric ton of green hydrogen generation by 2030 per year. Okay, that is what they are targeting to generate. Then we have a offshore wind energy generation. Offshore wind energy, so we have a capacity addition of 5 gigawatt, and we are expecting that 30 gigawatt we will be adding by 2030. Okay, 30 gigawatt we will be adding by 2030. Then we have another thing that is called wind solar hybrid policy that government has come up in 2018. So it is a national policy where extensive grid connection of the wind and solar photovoltaic hybrid system, where wind and solar will be connected all together for better utilization of both these resources, okay, and better transmission. So this is going to serve the problem of combined solar and wind. So whenever we are not having a solar energy, we may have a wind over there, and sometimes whenever we don't have wind over there, maybe the cloudy situation is not there, then we have a solar over there. So, okay, so this will help in achieving better grid stability. Okay, so it is like switching kind of a system where hybrid projects will be created. Okay, so capacity of one resource must be at least 25% of the rated power capacity of the other resource. Then government is focusing on Atmanirbhar Bharat. You know, PLI scheme government has launched during 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, production link incentive in order to boost the manufacturing activities in our country. Okay, so here government is providing around 24,000 crore of package of Atmanirbhar Bharat packages. Okay, and under that, imposition of basic custom duty of 25% on solar cell and 40% on solar PV module that will be effective from 1/4/2020. So here India is focusing on generation of indigenous domestic solar panels. Okay, financial outlay in order to provide domestic manufacturing of all these important components. Okay, now we are coming into the basics of renewable energy in our country. So what is exactly? So whenever we are talking about the renewable energy, we are talking about many things. Okay, renewable energy is something where we are which do not get exhausted. Okay, things which do not get exhausted, okay, or which can be renewed all of sudden. Okay, like if we go by oil, if we go by gas, if we go by coal, they also can be renewed, but they can be also formed, but it takes around 250 to 300 million years, right? So we will not be there to watch again oil, gas and coal again reforming, right? So that is why they are called non-renewable sources and fossil fuels. They are made from the fossils of plants and animals and marine life, right? But there are some resources which do not get exhausted. Do you think that wind will get exhausted? Do you think that solar power and sun will get exhausted? Do you think that the water will stop flowing? Do you think that the tides will stop coming, right? So they will not get exhausted. That is why they are coming into the renewable category. So solar energy, okay, solar energy, they utilizes the sun rays which convert in which falls on the photovoltaic cell and which converts them into a electricity. So we have abundant solar light is there, so we can generate as much amount of electricity as we can. Okay, so we have various projects that are there, that is Kamuthi solar power project in Tamil Nadu is there. Then we have a Riva ultra mega solar power project is there. So this is one of the single sites heavy solar projects are there. Then we have a wind energy is there. Wind energy, what is the energy they utilizes? They utilizes the kinetic energy or the speed of the wind. Okay, so we require a certain degree of speed in order to generate the wind power. Okay, so in our country we have only at certain places in our country we have a certain places are there which are very good and very prone to proper wind speeds. Okay, so that is why we have at certain places are there, like we have a Tamil Nadu, we have a Maharashtra and we have a Gujarat coast are there, which are leading producer of the wind energy. Okay, so there is a Suzlon group was there. Okay, they are important player in the wind energy generation of our country. Then hydro energy is also called renewable energy, but it requires heavy capital investment. So during the starting part, whenever India got independent, we started making big hydro projects. We started making, Bhakra Nangal Dam is there. Then Sardar Sarovar Dam is there on Narmada River, on which fight is happening. Okay, Medha Patkar you might be knowing, right? Then we have Krishna Raj Sagar dams are there. So they are all being multi-purpose projects. Okay, they are being recreation, they are being for economic activity, for fishing, for power generation, for storage of the water. Okay, so these all are being made in order to make energy and various other purposes. Then we have a tidal energy. Tidal energy can be only utilized where we find very high tides and low tides. Okay, so they also derive from the kinetic energy or the speed of the water through which the water is coming and going. Okay, so tides are being generated because of the pull of the moon and sun. Okay, especially focusing on the moon because moon is closer than us, so that is why moon has a much more impact on the tides of Harandi than sun. Okay, so tidal energy is still at a very nascent stage, very smaller stage, and it is not being developed properly. But in Gulf of Kutch, that is in Gujarat, and then Gulf of Cambay has been identified that at these places we can put the tidal energy machines over there. Then we have a geothermal energy. Geothermal energy, like the heated water that is coming beneath the earth's surface. Okay, so this will be utilizing because we will be getting the steam at that places. Okay, there are places in Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Puga Valley, in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, but still this all geothermal energy is also at a nascent stage, and this has to be further developed in the coming years. Okay, right now our main focus is on the solar and the wind area. Okay, then biomass. India is known for the huge amount of biomasses, whether it is agriculture residue, whether it's a municipal residue, or whatever crop residue is there. Okay, so India is having billions of tons of residue we are having. Okay, so we can utilize this biomass and we can convert them into energy, and we can then utilize it for the various other purpose. Okay, like residue like rice husk is there, sugarcane bagases are there, wood waste are there, right? So this will help in promoting cleaner energy, and more efficient biomass based cooking solution will be provided. So these are the big renewable energy things are here. Okay, so now we will be discussing one by one each and every renewable energy, right? So we know that sun is globally abundantly available in the tropical areas. Okay, in the tropic area between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, so we get ample sun. Okay, if we make this earth over here, so we have this Tropic of Cancer, we have this equator, and this we have a Tropic of Capricorn. So between these tropics we have ample sunlight we are getting. Okay, we are getting ample amount of sunlight, abundance, and huge accessibility is there everywhere. It is there, and sometimes cloudy situation are there. Because of that some issues can happen, but potential is very high, and the earth surface is just 1 hour exceed the planet total annual capacity. Okay, so government is developing, international players are developing a lot of solar applications, lot of solar technologies. Okay, so they are utilized for power generation, to heating, to cooling, to lighting. So you can utilize solar energy in whatever the way possible. So what is the potential that India is having? India is having a potential, a very huge potential of 5,000 trillion kilowatt hour on its land. Okay, India is lying in a tropical area, so India can utilize the maximum amount of solar energy, and as most of the area wherever you go are getting ample sunlight over there. Okay, so in the first 8th month of 2022, India has witnessed another addition of 8 gigawatt of grid connected solar power. Okay, so right now it is 73.48 billion units is there. Okay, so there was a in 2021-22 there is a remarkable increase of 22% in the solar energy. So Rajasthan, as you all know, that is the best place for solar energy. Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, these are the leaders in the solar energy generation of our country. Okay, so this is what is the context I wanted to provide over here. Whatever is solar energy, you have to write overview. What is abundance and accessibility? What are the technological capabilities? What is the potential of India? What is the growth prospects? And then who are the regional leaders are there? Okay, now we are coming into the wind energy. Now, wind energy, this is again a growing sector. Okay, and India has even becoming a significant player, and now third highest total installed capacity of wind power is there in our country, both onshore and offshore, within the country and outside the borders of our country, in the sea area and various other places. But the thing is that it requires huge investment. Okay, it requires a very huge investment. Right now we have India has a total installed capacity for wind power is around 40.1 gigawatt, and we are further expanding in this whole area. As I told you that Gujarat is the leading producer of the wind power. Okay, adding 210.2 megawatt of capacity recently. Then we have a Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Karnataka are the places which are having around 70 to 80% of the windmills that are being erected at these places. So what is the growth driver? The growth driver is, first of all, the India wind energy sector is booming. Okay, favorable geographical condition on the western coast and the eastern coast. We have a favorable geographical condition where we have a good quality wind speed that we are having. Okay, and government policies regarding the renewable policy is also promoting the use of renewable energy, and that is why this sector is attracting lot of investment from international player and national player and everywhere. Okay, but there are certain challenges that are there which are still creating a lot of problem is regarding the grid connection, grid integration, because this is wind energy is a very very variable sector. Okay, sometimes we have a good quality wind, sometimes we don't have a good quality of wind, because of there is a variability in the power supply. Sometimes wind speed is low. Okay, so we do not get container regular and quality power from there. Okay, then advancements in the technology has to be updated, keep on time. Okay, then we need some innovative financial mechanism. It is not like, because this is a long haul project which requires some years to get start generating profit from them. So that is why we need some kind of innovative financing, so that people should get motivated to invest in these area. Okay, that is why we need international collaboration, and we have to provide good amount of support, government support, in order to move towards the wind energy generation. Then we have a hydropower, which everybody knows is a very important source of generation power. India has a very very big hydropowers. Okay, so there are various type of hydropower. One is run of a river hydropower. Run of a river, like river is flowing and you are not storing it. Okay, you are like, river is keep on flowing, and here you have created a check dam, and you are just making the use of the kinetic energy of the water, generating electricity, but you are not storing the water. You are not storing the water, right? Then we have a reservoir hydropower like Bhakra Nangal, okay, Krishna Raj Sagar. Okay, then we have a Sardar Sarovar Dam are there. Okay, so these are the reservoir. They store the water also. That means they are also called as multi-purpose projects. Multi-purpose. They are not even generating electricity, they are even for recreation, for fish farming, then for electricity generation, for water supply, all these things. Okay, so hydropower reservoir, that is called multi-purpose project for drinking water, irrigation, flood control, navigation services. All these things are being provided by our hydropower dams and development. Okay, so India's, as of 2021, we have added 843 megawatt of capacity. Recently we got the Joshi Mutt town got subsided. Okay, got subsided just because there is a lot of construction activity, especially related to the dam construction that is going on. Okay, because of that they have to do the blasting. Okay, so because of that the rocks over there became unstable, and because of that the area got subsided. So that is why the government had stopped the dam activities over there. Okay, and slowly we will be reaching the total capacity of 3 gigawatt. Okay, so top 5 hydroelectric projects are there in Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Maharashtra of our country. So we have a good capacity addition of the hydroelectric power. Then we have a tidal energy. Okay, this is a very newest type, and this is a very complicated type, require a very complex machines to be put over there. Okay, so we are utilizing ocean tides to generate electricity to turbine. Okay, so whenever like we have a turbine over here, so whenever we have a high tide, the water get filled, and whenever we have low tide, so water goes back like this. Okay, the speed of the water is very high, so because of that turbine started moving, and from there we generate electricity. Okay, this is how we generate electricity from there. So Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is being the nodal agency, which is also doing R&D activity, which is also generating electricity. So there are 4 important places in our country like Gulf of Khambat and Gulf of Kutch. Okay, show up promising for low and moderate tide. Southern Gujarat is an area where energy, this aspect is there. Then Palk Bay and Mannar Channel is there, Tamil Nadu, near Tamil Nadu, which is have a huge potential for tidal energy. Then we have a Hooghly River, South Haldia and Sundarban in West Bengal area, which have again a potential site for generation of tidal energy. Okay, so these are being Gulf of Khambat and Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat are being a promising area for tidal energy, and we can utilize these for especially for harnessing the tidal energy at various places. So we have the perfect location, we have a perfect technologies is there, but yeah, since we are focusing more and more which have a easy installation like solar energy, so that is why government is providing more and more effort towards the solar energy, and rest are being going on their own paces. Then we have a geothermal energy and harnessing earth thermal energy. Now geothermal and harnessing, how we can harness our earth thermal energy. You know that earth earth core is liquid, hot liquid magma is there, right? So this magma keeps on coming towards the surface of the earth. At the same time it heats up the water and it boils the water, and sometimes due to high pressure situation and high compression, the water gets heated, the water gets converted into the vapors, and we can utilize this thermal energy of the earth, whether it is whether in various other purpose for generating of electricity. Okay, so in India we have Manikarn in Himachal Pradesh, which is where enhanced geothermal system and hydraulic systems are being erected. Okay, so we have a enhanced geothermal systems are being created, which are utilizing a hydraulic simulation, how we can enhance our natural hot reservoir. Okay, so how we can improve the efficiency. So this is all enhanced systems are being utilized over there. Then hydrothermal reservoirs are there, which are again naturally hot and permeable. Okay, so here you don't have to provide any other effort, you can just utilize the heating process over there. Okay, Rajgir in Bihar, everybody knows, where we have a hydrothermal reservoir is there, which from where we get naturally occurring high temperature and permeable water, direct heat, and you can utilize the direct heat from there. Then it is used for electricity generation. We have to the water that is coming onto the surface, we can tap the steam over there. Okay, so this is again a very reliable method, and we can utilize for long. So it's hundreds of years back, people were utilizing the steam energy of the earth's surface in order to cook and various type of heating application. Okay, then we have a direct so here in Haryana, in Sohana region in Haryana, they are generating electricity from this whole process, where hot water from the deep reservoir is coming and they are pumped into the generators. Okay, so they will be put under the high pressure, and which will be producing electricity. Then sometimes we are using direct heat usage application are there. So we have a geothermal sites are there, which are utilizing direct heat application, like heating buildings or spas and various others. Okay, so Tapovan in Uttarakhand is there, where direct heat usage is being utilized. Okay, people are utilizing for bathing and other heat related activities. Then Suraj Kund in Jharkhand is there, which showcase the geothermal energy for heating purpose and also for local industries and infrastructure. So how we can harness the naturally generated thermal energy for various other purpose, for your personal purpose, for heating, for bathing, for heat dependent activities, for generation of electricities and various other things. Then we have a biomass energy in India. What is the meaning? What is the use of biomass? You know, biomass is everywhere. Okay, organic resources like wood, charcoal, dung, agriculture crop. Okay, so we can utilize these in order for heating purpose, for power generation, for liquid biofuel production. Okay, so we can utilize these resources for cooking, heating, and again generating the other type of fuel, which is further they are much more climate friendly. Okay, so there is a need, like how we can convert the waste material from various organic streams, and how we can convert them into the useful energy. Okay, so they have a low emissions as compared to the fossil fuel. Obviously, this is one of the most important advantage, that they have a lower emission. And because but see, whenever you are burning the biomass, they are still generating greenhouse gases, but if we compare with the fossil fuel, they are not creating that much of pollution. Okay, so they have a issue regarding the plantation aspect. Like if people are there, they are seeing that sugar cane, we can produce ethanol. Okay, so now people are growing sugar cane and sugar cane only for the bioenergy. Okay, so because of that, the proper setting of the various food crops gets delayed. Okay, if people started doing sugarcane and sugarcane only, so they will not be growing any other crops, and because of that, the mixing of the crop and the diversification of crops will not be done. Okay, and once the diversification will not be done, then automatically our it will hurt our environment, it will hurt our soil. Okay, so when we have a biomass power generation, biomass co-generation programs are there. Okay, so which are utilizing the power, and they are again getting linked to the grid power connection. Okay, so what are the various important biomass products are there? Bagases are there, rice husk is there, straws are there, coconut shells are there. Okay, these are all being utilized for generation of power. Okay, in India we have various examples are there, around 800 biomass power plants are there, which are utilizing bagases and non-bagases for power generation. Around 10,170 megawatt of electricity they are generating. Okay, some of the important states are Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, which are utilizing, because at these places a lot of agriculture activities are being constructed, and they have much more developed biomass plants are there. Okay, so these are the major contributor. Then Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu are also there, which are producing which are contributing to the biomass production. Okay, so government is doing all the effort. Government is also running a Gobardhan Yojana for generation of power, generation of electricity with the help of a cow dung, and how we can align the waste material in order to generate energy from that. Okay, so this is how we can balance out our the climate commitments. At the same time, we will be utilizing the waste material and converting into the useful resources. Okay, now we are coming into some of the statistics. Okay, if we study this graph, you can see here the share of modern energy. We have seen 2009, 19 and 20. So if we go by 2009 graph, here you can see throughout the world 80.7% is being utilized by the fossil fuel energy. Then modern renewable was only 8.7%. Okay, then slowly this trend got declining from 78.6, and renewable energy section started increasing. Okay, you can see that. Okay, in 2009 it was 8.7% renewable energy, then 2019 11.7, then 2020 within 1 year you are having 1% increase. Okay, so this is how our renewable energy is increasing, and slowly the contribution of fossil fuel is getting declining. Then regarding 1% of the biofuel for transport, we are utilizing like 2.8% of biofuels, geothermal, ocean, solar and wind. Then 3.9%. Out of these, we have 3.9% hydro we are using, and 4.8 biomass, geothermal and solar we are using. Okay, so this is how we are utilizing our modern renewable energy at various sectors. Now we are coming into the demands. Energy demand for power. Okay, so 83% is non-powered energy demand and 17% is for power. Recently in new capacity addition, like in 2021, new installation capacity that has been added is 314.5 gigawatt. That is only sufficient to provide power to whole of the Brazil. Right now 135 countries are there which have given their renewable power targets. Okay, which have given their renewable energy power targets, and 156 countries are there who are having regulatory policies are there regarding the renewable energy. And right now we have an installed capacity of 3146 gigawatt of renewable energy installation capacity we are having. Okay, and we have a onshore wind and power and solar wind are now cheaper than fossil fuel and ever. Earlier they were 11 to 12 rupees per unit, but now they are coming into the range of fossil fuel. Okay, now there is a comparison we can do between the fossil fuel and the various type of renewable energy, because now renewable energy is becoming more and more affordable, and it is coming much cheaper. Sometimes it is coming much cheaper than the fossil fuel. Okay, and more than 50% of the climate mitigation finance is allocated to hydro, solar and PV and wind. So maximum focus the various government of the world that are giving to the hydropower, solar, PV and wind power, they are giving throughout the world. Okay, maximum money that is being invested in all these sector. Now share of renewable energy in electricity generation that we have to see. So here if you can see, share of renewable electricity is 20.4%, was 20.4%. 68% energy is being generated from fossil fuel for electricity generation, 12% is coming from the nuclear energy, and 20.4% was coming from the renewable energy. Okay, so this is 2011. After 10 years, this out of these renewable energy, 16% is hydro, 2% was solar and 2% for biothermal and geothermal, right? Then there is in 10 years we can see there is from 20.4 to came for 28.3%. so sudden increase has happened, and fossil fuel has declined to 62% and nuclear has also declined to 10%. But you can see that there is a remarkable progress that has been seen in the solar and wind. You can see here solar energy earlier was only at 2% in 2011, which has increased to 10% in 2021. and hydropower has declined by 1%, and biothermal and geothermal is increased by 1%. Okay, so renewable energy share has increased by 8% in the past decade, and there is a rise, much more rise of the solar PV modules and wind energy power, that is the meters. Okay, now regarding the energy demand for buildings. So if we see here, energy demand for building accounts for one third of the total energy, one third of the total energy is utilized. Like this is what we're talking about the outside world. That 60%, 67% for non-building energy needs and 33 for building energy needs. Out of this 33%, if we break down it to 100%, so 77% people are utilizing for thermal energy and 23% for electrical usage. Okay. So electrical supplies are coming for 11.7% on heating the building, and 67 countries have mandatory voluntary building energy codes are there. Okay, bioenergy is growing by less than 1% annually between 2010 and 20. Okay, and 51% of the climate mitigation finance allocated to building is for solar thermal, and 4% annual growth in cooling demand, and faster by any other energy use in the building. Okay, so this is not that much mandatory, but yeah, these back one which you have data on that, you have this you have to keep it in your mind, so that you should be able to explain it to the people like how the things have been changing in the recent past decades. Okay, now we are coming into the targets that India has taken, intended nationally determined contribution goal. Okay, so as you all know that India is prioritizing on renewable energy. Okay, so India has given INDC goals. Okay, ambitious goals, targets have been given. Okay, so government said that by 175 gigawatt of renewable energy target has been given for 2022, and we have even said that 40% by 2030, but we have already crossed that in 2021, and now we have set a new target of 50% by 2030, right? So they will be generating around 100 gigawatt from the solar power and 40 gigawatt from the solar rooftop. For this special scheme, this is not taking up properly, so government has came up with in 2024 budget, the government has came up with a new scheme. Okay, Pradhan Mantri Muft Bijli Yojana, Suryoday Yojana is there, right? We'll be talking about that. And what is the emission reduction goal that government has set? So 30 to 35% of carbon emission intensity. Okay, whatever emission intensity that we were doing in 2005. Okay, based on that, 33 to 35% reduction we will do by 2005 level. Okay, and then we will be having another carbon sink that will be creating of 2.5 to 3 billion tons. Okay, so how we are going to create? We are going to create a tree cover expansion we will be doing, and everything we'll be doing in order to absorb extra 2.5 to 3 billion tons of carbon, right? And we have come up with a like a very important plan in order to have a like wind energy capacity addition we are focusing on. Okay, so this is slowly is becoming a much more bigger target, and totaling around 37.5 gigawatt by 31st 2019 December. Okay, and now we are focusing that we have to keep an annual capacity of 10,000 megawatt from the wind power. Then India has come up with the national green hydrogen mission, where we are focusing on generating 5 million tons of greenhouse gases by 2030. Okay, so this will be supported by 125 gigawatt of renewable energy. Okay, solar park, we have already discussed that 50 solar park will be creating in the coming future. Big solar park will be creating with aggregate capacity of 37.49 gigawatt. Okay, and wind energy offer have been taken from 30 gigawatt by 2030. Now this is what the target I have given in a pictorial form. Okay, so again you can see here intensity 40% of that, health and sustainable benefits are there. Okay, 2.5 to 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide like absorption will be done. Okay, so this all this is just to remember. Okay, if you are not feeling comfortable with reading the points, so you can just remember these picture and you will be done with that. Okay, now India is the third largest energy consuming country in the world, third largest energy consuming. okay, and fourth globally in the renewable energy installed capacity, and fourth in the wind power capacity, fourth in the solar energy. Okay, so this was being given in the REN 21 report of global status report. Okay, there is a report of REN 21 report is there, and we have even enhanced our target at COP26 summit that we will be generating 500 gigawatt of non fossil fuel based energy by 2030. Okay, and if we go by the percentage expansion, like we have done a huge expansion in the percentage, we have increased by 396 or close to 400%. 400% means 4 times of renewable non-fossil fuel addition we have done in 8.5 years. Okay, out of that we have 190.96 gigawatt from hydro and nuclear is there, and 44% is coming from like as of February 2024, 190 gigawatt is coming from hydro and nuclear only. Okay, and highest ever growth in the renewable we have seen in 2022 of 9.83% that has been done, and solar capacity has increased by 30 times in the last 9 years, and it is accounted for 75.57 gigawatts. So here if we go by the data that around 75.57 gigawatt of solar energy we are harnessing till February 2024, right? And the installed capacity of renewable energy, here we are also including the large hydro dams, has increased around 128% since 2014. Okay, and 100% FDI is allowed through automatic route in the renewable energy generation and distribution, and this provision has been given in the Electricity Act of 2003. Okay, so this is what the whole industry scenario is there. So we are talking about like as of February 2024. Okay, so renewable energy sources like we are including large hydropower also. We have an installed capacity of 183.49 gigawatt. Okay, so out of that the maximum power that is being generated by our solar power, that is 75.57 gigawatt. Then large hydro 46.92 gigawatt, and then wind power 45.15 gigawatt, and after that we have our biomass and cogeneration, then we have a small hydro and waste to energy. Okay, so this is how maximally we are focusing on wind and solar, and because of that important policies are also being aligned by the government, right? So here I have taken two budgets, like a union budget of 23-24. Okay, so this is 2023 and 2024, and then we have a next budget of 24 and 25 that we have to focuses on. So in the budget of 23 last year we have given one of the green growth is one of the node of Saptarishi 7 points we have given in the last budget, right? In 2023 we have given 7 important priorities. Out of that, one priority was green growth. Okay, under that green growth we have given a 2.7 billion of national green hydrogen mission, focuses on 5 million metric ton of green hydrogen generation, and $36 million additional in the budget. Then 4 gigawatt hour of battery energy storage system through a viability gap funding will be provided. Then pumped storage projects will be there, and 1.02 to 2.5 billion of central sector support will be provided for generation of electricity from renewable energy in Ladakh region. That is a union budget. The main flagship thing that the government has done was green hydrogen mission over there. Okay, that green hydrogen mission. Then the next one is union budget of 24 and 25. Okay, so here the government has come up with the rupees 10,000 crore solar power scheme, grid based solar power scheme. Okay, last year it was 4,757, but right now government has enhanced the grid based solar power scheme, and wind power has further been allocated 930 crore in 24-25. Last year it was 916 crore, and this is the flagship scheme that government is running. Okay, flagship Suryodaya Yojana, Har Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, 10 million household. 10 million means 1 crore households will be brought under rooftop solar scheme. Okay, and here government will be providing them with 300 units of free electricity each month. 300 units of free electricity each month. And viability gap funding means whenever you have a project and the project cost is 10 crore and you are only able to raise 7 crore, so 3 crore rupees will be additionally given by the government. Okay, then this is viability gap funding will be provided for offshore wind energy, okay, with which having a capacity of 1 gigawatt and above. Then coal gasification and liquefaction of 100-ton capacity will be set up by 2030. National Green Hydrogen Mission has been allocated rupees 600 crore in 24-25. Earlier it was allocated 100 crore. So slowly this budget will be enhanced in the coming future. And Ministry of Environment Forest has been the budget has been enhanced to 3,265 crore, and new and renewable energy budget has been increased from 10,000 crore to 12,850 crore. So these facts and data are very important. You can utilize it in essay writing, GS paper 3, then GS paper 1, and you can even GS paper 2. Okay, you can put all these points at various other places wherever the question related to renewable energy is there. Okay, now what is the industry trend in the renewable energy? Now, if we go by the industry trend, what Indian government is planning to do over here? So government is focusing on creating 100 smart cities in our country. Okay, so most of the focuses will be on rooftop solar power plant. Okay, rooftop solar energy generation, and government has even kept it mandatory. 10% of the power of the city has to be utilized by the renewable energy. So this is again an industry trend that government is focusing on more and more renewable energy. Then solar pumps, government is focusing on around 1 lakh solar pumps required for agriculture under PM Kusum Yojana. Okay, that is PM Kusum Yojana. They have their own ways of working over there. So PM Kusum Yojana, Krishi Utthan Yojana is there, in which government is providing standalone solar pumps to the people who are not being connected by the proper canal system and water system over there. Okay, then government is also focusing on upgradation and modernization of various water mills, micro hydro power plants. So government is trying to make small hydro projects for various other places. Okay, then green energy corridors, around 10,000 circuit kilometer of interstate and intrastate transmission, and 27 MVA capacity substation are to be there, where the project cost of around 12,000 crore will be utilized for that. Okay, so this is how government is developing the whole energy and solar sector of our country. Okay, so government initiatives are there. So here you can have a whole line of initiative are there. Obviously government has provided them with 100% FDI policy is being provided, 100% FDI, okay, without prior government approval. So here government is saying that you are coming into the automatic route. Okay, you come and start making, that is automatic 100% FDI is there. So this will encourage the international participation, right? Then government has come with the national solar mission under national action plan. National action plan for climate change came into being in 2008. Under that, out of that 8 plans, one is national solar mission. So government is focusing since 2008 and before that only regarding the solar mission. Okay, so we have a dedicated mission that is called national solar mission. Then government has come up with the production link incentive schemes, where government is trying to stimulate the production of various type of solar modules, PV modules, wind modules, and various other components are there. Silicon modules are there, silicon metals are there, which are being utilized for generation of solar energy. Okay, so a lot of investment and lot of value chain are being created in this whole area in order to make India a self-reliant country in the coming future. Then national green energy corridor program is there, where we are integrating our energy from renewable sources and we from the conventional station. Okay, so we are integrating whatever the conventional sources are generating fossil fuel, and how we are integrating with renewable sources. So grid connection and proper connections are being made in order to switch on to the energy supplies. Government is also focusing on big solar park, ultra mega solar park. So around 25 major solar park and mega solar park, which have to be have a generation capacity of 20 megawatts from 2014 to 21-22 are already being created, and further additions are being improved over there. Then government have even started with a national clean energy fund. clean energy fund which will be funding these projects in the coming future, where carbon tax is being put onto the places which are generating a lot of carbon emissions. Okay, so in this national clean energy fund, this will be utilized for research, development and generation of various eco-friendly techniques are there for the generation of the renewable energy. Then very flagship scheme is there, that is called Srishti scheme. Srishti stands for Sustainable Rooftop Implementation for Solar uh, Transfiguration. Okay, so financial assistance for installation of rooftop solar power plant for decentralized energy production. So this is regarding rooftop implementation. Then PM Kusum, प्रधानमंत्री किसान ऊर्जा सुरक्षा एवं उत्थान महा अभियान, especially focuses on it has been divided into components. So 3 components are there, part A, part B and part C. They have a separate components are there. So we will be discussing in this whenever we will be doing the schemes video whenever will be coming. So here government will be providing them with the free solar pumps in order to enhance the water security at that places. Stand alone solar pumps will be provided. So this whole scheme will be able to generate around 25,750 megawatt of solar energy in the coming future by 2022. Then government is even organizing the India Energy Week Summit. So this is a kind of an annual summit which is being conducted annually in order to find out like what are the new technologies, what are the new ways in which we can again try to revamp our renewable energy sector in the coming future. And more flagship the more flagship initiative that India government has taken is the creation of International Solar Alliance. So this is a single world organization, that is a single international organization which is headquartered in India, in Gurugram. International Solar Alliance India is the in India, it is headquartered at India, and in with a collaboration of France. With a collaboration of France and India, this came into being, and now there are more than 100 countries are being participating in the International Solar Alliance. And this is an alliance of our countries which are there in the tropical area, and how they can harness the solar energy, how they can harness the betterly utilize the solar technologies throughout the world. Okay, so this has been conceived by India and France for combating the climate change in those and finding out the solar energy solution. Okay, now what are the opportunities that we are having in the renewable energy sector? Now, what are the opportunities in the renewable energy sector area? So first of all, it has a huge business potential. You know, government is providing a lot of policy support. Okay, FDI, government has said that is 100% FDI through automatic route, right? So this has a huge potential. Government has even set a target of around generating 500 gigawatt of solar. So the target achievable has to be done by the private player, public player, and everybody has to do their set of work. Okay, so government has set a target of 500 gigawatt by 2030, right? And then annual augmentation of 30 the gigawatt has to be done. So that is a very big augmentation that has to be done. So here the huge lot of business potential is there. So public and private player all are there who can work here and come here and invest in this whole area. Okay, you will be getting a lot of support from the government. Then low maintenance cost. Okay, solar energy installation is a little bit higher cost, because if you go and make coal power plant, if you make oil power plant or anything, it require a whole lot of installation, and huge capital requirement has to be there. But solar energy installation require like it has not that much as a single investment cost is there. Okay, so it offers you in the starting you have to pay certain higher amount of investment, but in the long run, in the higher long run, you will get return on investment. Like in within 4 to 5 years, it is said that within 4 to 5 years you will be able to recover your cost. Okay, and this solar power plant have a capacity to work for 25 to 30 years. Okay, so in 4-5 years you will be recovering the cost of whatever you are investing in the solar power plant, and at the same time you will be also generating a power for yourself. And if you're generating power for longer time, and for more power you are generating, you can supply it through the grid connection, and once the grid connection, you will be even generating a money out of it. Then renewable energy is a cleaner alternative. Obviously it is helpful in environmental benefit, obviously reducing pollution and whatever the health issues that were there because of the fossil fuel generation, this will be also tackled, right? Then Atmanirbhar Bharat government has come up with the PLI scheme, Atmanirbhar Bharat package, that has been created over 20 lakh crore package that government has given in 2020, right? So this is focusing on fostering the economic growth and economic independence, right? Then last mile connectivity, this renewable energy, like you can connect the solar power plant even on the rooftop of a hut. Okay, so last mile connectivity can be enhanced over here, right? So decentralized renewable energy infrastructure has been enabling that power supply should reach to the remotest part of our country. Okay, so you don't have to draw transmission lines, or you don't have to put the distribution network, or and whatever the losses that are happening through a transmission line, that also you will be making it in a like reducing it, right? So off-grid solar power also provide electricity to the rural communities, and they can also access the main grid, right? So if you have a standalone solar power plant, okay, you have a standalone roof top solar, so you can put on the top and automatically you generate electricity, you don't require any kind of grid connection. Okay, then emission commitment that has been given by the INDC in Paris Climate Summit, that India has given at COP21 summit in Paris Convention. India has already said that they will be reducing emission intensity by 2005 level by 2030 of 30 to 35%. So this again, renewable energy will be helpful in achieving this whole target. Obviously, this is going to helpful in achieving this target, right? Now, what are the challenges that are associated with the renewable energy adoption? Okay, if we go by the challenges, obviously the challenges are like, first of all, is the reliability. Solar energy and wind energy are being the best renewable energy sources, but they have a inherent issue of reliability. Sometimes the wind is not there, sometimes too cloudiness is there, right? So the main thing is that how we can foster this is that by supplementing it with other energy sources, okay, so that base load can be maintained, right? Natural gas plant, hydroelectric plant. So whenever we have reduced generation from the wind power, whenever we have a reduced generation from the solar power, so we can go ahead and we can connect with the grid connection. Okay, then we can also even have a creation of storage infrastructure. Looks okay. So here we need to provide a very large scale investment that has to be made in the storage infrastructure. Large scale capacity batteries has to be created in order to store these power. Okay, so we have a Tesla Powerwall batteries are there, which are utilizing for residential energy storages. Okay, large straight grid storage projects are there that are being there in the Australia. So similarly, example, a similar type of projects we can enhance in our own country. Then affordability, earlier there was the renewable energy was at very high cost. So right now because of the ample increase in the renewable energy companies, then solar photovoltaic generation, then wind companies, slowly the rates per unit of slowly the rates per unit electricity is now matching with the fossil fuel energy generated. Okay, so government is also providing a lot of subsidies and feed-in tariffs and incentives in order to incentivize the renewable energy adoption. Okay, then funding, so in like large scale investments are needed for renewable energy project. So if we wanted to enhance the economics of the scale, okay, so government is financing these activities with the help of National Clean Energy Fund, and even 100% FDI they have even launched in order to come the people and the private people and the foreign people can come to our country and invest in this whole area. Okay, so along with the challenges, we have also provided with the solutions. Then we have a building manufacturing capacity. Okay, so we need so it is require a huge capital base for setting up of domestic manufacturing capacity. So for that we need to have a self-reliance. So because we are dependent on China, especially China, for various type of silicon chips and photovoltaic cell. Okay, photovoltaic cell. So we need to generate self-sufficiency in this area, right? Solar panel, turbines, and batteries are there. And in green hydrogen generation, there is a electrolyzer which is needed, which we are importing from outside, but now government has said that we will be creating this electrolyzer in our own country. right? Similarly, we have an energy dilemma is there, so we need to balance out the affordability, we need to balance out the energy security and environmental sustainability. That means how much mixing we can do of renewable with the fossil fuel, and what type of renewable energy has to be put maximum, and what to be has to be made lesser. Okay, so we need to have a better policies who can promote renewable energy, and they can ensure energy security through diversified network. Okay, with all these things, economic growth, obviously, if we are achieving the emission reduction, obviously we are compromising with our economic growth. Okay, people say that if you are not generating too much of energy, and if you are reducing the coal import, then you are slowing down your industry, but it is not like that. Okay, so we are not compromising, but we are just simply switching from the more emission intensity sector to the low emission intensity sector, creating the same growth as the previous one. Okay, so we are investing in the green infrastructure. Okay, so they are also creating job, innovation is getting created, so that is all driving the economic growth and also reducing the carbon emissions. So it is a two-way work that we are getting. Right now we are especially focusing on the solar power of our own country, so we will be discussing regarding the solar power. Now, since the starting, we have already seen that India has been the fourth in the globally in installation of renewable energy capacity in the solar power region. Okay, so in May 2023, we were having around reaching 66.7 gigawatt, and which we have now reached like around 75 gigawatt of energy. So that is the target of 500 gigawatt that we have taken for renewable energy capacity. Okay, and the main focus area out of these 500 gigawatt, at least 60% has to come from the solar energy. Okay, so solar energy park and solar rooftop, these are the important flagship area where government is focusing on to create major big solar park and solar rooftop, for which government has recently launched a solar rooftop scheme, Suryodaya Yojana government has launched for that. Okay, so some of the challenges that are being part of Indian solar power sector is, first of all, India has a very low domestic manufacturing capacity. Okay, so government is not able to provide good facility for the manufacturing capacity. Even the policy support is not that much high, and India are facing a lot of domestic cell manufacturing challenges. Okay, and we have a heavy reliance on China regarding the photovoltaic cells and modules and even electrolyzer. Okay, so electrolyzer is for green hydrogen, right? Then after the COVID-19 pandemic, there is a sudden short of the stated goals, because impact of the COVID-19 was so heavy that most of the manufacturing unit have went into the shutdown, and because of that, whatever the pace that we were having before the COVID-19 pandemic, we were not able to catch up with that pace. Then legal challenge that we are facing at WTO. So India domestic content requirement clause faces the legal challenges. So because India has come up with a concept of that sometime we have to provide certain domestic percentage of domestic content in whatever we are manufacturing, but they have been faced legally in the WTO. Okay, then land availability, because solar power module requires a large amount of traces of land. Okay, so so that is why it is very important that we find out the area, we identify the area which are suitable for land, especially the desert area, and especially the barren lands are there which are utilized for this whole purpose. So again, sometimes there is a clause of land issues that are being part of that. Then solar waste are there. Okay, so we are creating around we are expecting that by 1.8 million ton of solar waste we will be creating by 2050. Then again, this will be requiring another disposable technique. Then imported raw material. So we know that the raw materials like mobile phones are there, then like photovoltaic cells are there, they require critical raw minerals like polysilicon's are there, which are not being produced domestically, or which have a very low production capacity in our country. So that is why we are facing a lot of issues regarding the importing of that, and we are heavily dependent on the other countries for importing of the raw material. Okay, now what are the government initiative? Government has come up with an initiative of one sun, one world, one grid. Okay, International Solar Alliance. Under that, we are going to create a one world, one grid, one solar. Okay, one sun, one world, one grid, a global cooperation to have an interconnected renewable energy ecosystem. Okay, under the International Solar Alliance, we have set a target like around 1000 gigawatt of solar generation by 2030 we will be adding. uh, collectively by all the countries who are being international, who are the member of the International Solar Alliance. Government has come up with a new subsidy scheme for solar powered items like cold storage and everything. Solar power scheme is there, which are creating like up to up to close to 500 megawatt across various states. Okay, so that is the minimum that we wanted to create. There is one more PM Kusum scheme which is focusing on 2 megawatt of the power, and here there is a solar power scheme which wanted to create a power capacity of 500 megawatt or more than that. Okay, then rooftop solar scheme is there. So government is coming with a solarization mission for mounting panel at homes, and Srishti scheme we have already discussed. Right now we are coming into the very most important scheme that government has launched, that is called PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana for installation rooftop solar in 1 crore household families. So under the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, so this has been launched with an outlay of 75,021 crore rupees. Okay, the focus area is rooftop solar installation, and out of that we will be providing free electricity up to 300 units every month for 1 crore households. Okay, so this is the target that government has taken. Okay, so here the government is providing around central financial assistance of 60% of the system costing 2 kilowatt. Like if you are having a 2 kilowatt of system, if you are putting 2 kilowatt system in your rooftop, so 60% installation and everything will be given by the central government. And if you are installing between 2 to 3 kilowatt, then 40% additional system installation will be given. 40% of central financial assistance will be given to you. Okay, so this central financial assessment has been capped till 3 kilowatt. Like only till 3 kilowatt you will be getting this assessment. Okay, so that means it will be rupees 30,000 subsidy for 1 kilowatt, and rupees 60,000 for 2 kilowatt, and rupees 78,000 for 3 kilowatt system or higher. Okay, so the household will apply for subsidy. They have created a national portal under which you can apply for this subsidy. Okay, and there you can select the vendors like who are going to put the solar power at your home. Okay, solar power rooftop installation they will be doing, and they will be only getting all the subsidies and data related things will be done for you over there. Okay, and even if you don't have the money, so you can get the collateral free low interest loan at around 7% for installation of residential rooftop solar plant up to 3 kilowatt. Okay, so they will be also developing a model solar village in each district. In each district, one solar model village will be developed, and based on the role model of that, other rural areas will be developed. Then urban local bodies are there where Panchayati Raj PRIs institutions are there. They will be getting incentives for promotion of the RTS installation. More and more RTS rooftop solar they will be promoting. More and more incentives these Panchayati Raj institutions will be getting. Okay, so they will be, the scheme is having providing component for payment security for renewable energy service company. And then what is the outcome that we are expecting from there? Okay, so the outcome that we are expecting over here is that the household will be generating their own electricity. They will be saving on their electricity bill. Okay, and this will be also grid connected, and they will be earning additional income through the sale of their surplus power. That means if they are able to generate extra power, okay, so they will be transferring it to the grid, and whatever the extra power they are transferring, they will be generating money out of it, and they will be getting from the discom. Okay, so a 3 kilowatt system will be able to generate more than 300 units a month. Okay, so 3 kilowatt system will be generating 300 units a month on an average. Okay, so this whole process of providing 1 crore household with rooftop solar power plant, so rooftop solar energy will be generating additional 30 gigawatt of solar addition. Okay, on the rooftop in the residential areas, and they will be generating 1000 billion units of electricity, and this will help in reduction of 720 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, and this you will be generating till 25 years. That is a lifetime that we are expecting. So this whole process, 1 crore household installation, will create additional 17 lakhs direct jobs in the manufacturing, logistic, supply chain, sales, operation and management. Okay, so this will be generating. So if you wanted to register, so here I have given you a website link also. pmsuryaghar.government.in is to avail the benefits under the scheme. Like if you wanted your house to like to get the subsidy, and if you have a house in which you require 3 kilowatt of power, so you can apply for this. Okay, now we are coming into some of the other key focus area. Okay, other key focus area, around 7 areas are there which where government is much more focusing on. Methanol and biomass utilization. So methanol is yet another biomass which we can utilize. Methanol, this will help in reducing our energy dependency on outside world. You know, we are also utilizing the biodiesel. Then ethanol is there. Okay, so this we are sending that by 2030. By 2025 we are blending 20% of our petrol with ethanol. So this will further reduce our import bills. Okay, this will further reduce our import bills, right? So we are creating bio CNG. Okay, 20% blending targets have been there. So this will help in mitigation the pollution. This will help in mitigation the extreme requirement of the energy that we are having. Okay, then we have a twin challenge of energy provisions are there. Okay, like dual task is providing increased energy access. We have to provide more and more energy access to the people. At the same time, we have to provide more and more cleaner energy access. Okay, so this is the twin challenge. More power, along with that cleaner sources are there. Then focus is on hydrogen based fuel cells. Cars are there. Fuel cell vehicles are being created. Okay, there are in European countries we have the train that has been running on the fuel cells. In our India we have a hydrogen based car. Toyota has created a hydrogen based car is there. So this is how we are innovating on the challenges, and we are innovating the various way in which we can adopt these technologies. Okay, then grid integration of renewable energy is yet another a very important and technical work that has to be done. So if we are able to properly connect the solar and the renewable energy with the grid connection, so automatically we will be having our stable and reliable energy supply, that too green energy supply. Okay, so there should be transition that keeps on happening on the grid. Then energy transition initiative, around 35,000 crore rupees is being allocated towards various capital intensive project, because we have a net zero goal of 2070 that we have to achieve. At the same time, we have to achieve the energy security. Okay, then we have 20,700 crores have been put for construction of interstate transmission line, and also 13 gigawatt of power that has to be generated from the Ladakh region, and that we have to connect it to a national grid. The national hydrogen mission has already been there. From 19,744 crore rupees are there, in which government is providing a lot of incentives, and various site program is there. Okay, so we have already completed all this. So at the last I have given you these things just in order to make you remember that these points are there. Okay, so this is the final which government is providing. There are a lot of schemes, around 10 schemes are there, which we have already some we have already read, and some we will be just providing. Okay, so ongoing renewable energy projects. What are the ongoing renewable energy projects are there? So target is 500 gigawatts. So this I am stressing always. This I am stressing always, so that this goes by heart and this goes into a subconscious memory. Okay, 500 gigawatt by 2030, and that has been announced in COP26 summit, right? COP26 summit that has been there. So some of the major project that government is running is development of solar park and ultra mega solar park. So from there we are going to generate 40 megawatt of capacity, 40,000 megawatt of capacity. Okay, so a lot of infrastructure, road, rail, power, evacuation, everything will be developed in all these areas. Then we have a central public sector undertaking scheme is there, where government producer scheme is there. So government is going to have a grid connected solar photovoltaic cells will be there, and whatever there is a issue related to the viability gap funding is there. So government will be providing that much support to that under viability gap funding. Okay, viability means whenever the company is facing certain short of funds, so that short of fund will be provided by the government. Then PLI scheme for making solar PV modules, high energy solar PV modules. Okay, all these are being the companies are being incentivized for generation of these modules. Then PM Kusum Yojana. Okay, it is a solar energy power plant, grid connected solar power agriculture pumps are there. Okay, some are standalone, some are stand-alone. Wait, some are stand-alone power plant, and some are grid connected. Okay, so they will be providing electricity to the agriculture consumer, and whatever extra they are generating, they will be selling it to the distribution companies, and distribution company will be paying for that. Okay, so this is how discoms will be getting cheaper solar power, and they will be also saving transmission and distribution losses. Then government has come up with a rooftop solar power plant. Okay, right now we have the Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Yojana, Muft Bijli Yojana, right? Then we have a green energy corridor that we are developing. Okay, interstate transmission we will be doing under that. So interstate transmission, that is phase 1, and phase 2 has already been run, and along with that we have a bioenergy program is there, which is converting from waste to energy programs are there, right? So agriculture waste, residue waste, biomass waste, and all these waste we are utilizing in order to generate the electricity. Okay, then biogas programs are there, which are generating through a biogas plants. Then renewable energy research and technology development, RETED. So here we are focusing and we are investing in the area where renewable energy training, renewable energy skill development, and fellowship and internship is all being provided over here. And national green hydrogen mission, which is another very important, 19,744 crore rupees has been embarked for creation a hub for the national green hydrogen in our own country. So these are the major ongoing renewable energy schemes and programs that are there in our country. So guys, this is all for today, and thank you so much. I hope all of you have enjoyed the session, and this is all for today. I'll be coming with the next class, and till then, bye bye, take care. So I want to tell you that we have two energy videos. One energy video is related to fossil fuel, coal, gas, and oil, and then this one is related to the renewable energy. Okay, so I'll be coming with the next session. Till then, thank you, bye bye, take care, and have a good day.